Hi. This is a weird one. I haven't done anything like this before, and I'm leaving on my glasses because I have to see my puzzles to explain things to you about them. I love jigsaw puzzles, and I have a lot of them. So I've bought good ones and bad ones, and I often have to do my jigsaws with the family because otherwise they get annoyed with me. So, and I'm keeping my voice down because I do have family around and it's a bit weird. Do I start by showing you what to avoid when you're buying a puzzle? Now behind me, this is by way of a tour. Some of the kids' ones, they're good. Some of them have two puzzles in them and the picture that they can actually place them on. So that's really handy. My littlest one likes these. Some medium-sized ones, 500. I don't have many 500s because they're kind of weird. I'll show you some more too. My favourite big puzzle. Look, this is me not going on to the bad ones. I'm going on to the good ones. So that's my very favourite big puzzle. I do have a 2,000 piece, but it's not to do with the number of pieces. It's to do with why. So the reason this one's really good is that it's photo quality, realistic, in that everything has a texture and everything has a unique quality. So you can figure out where it's going to go really easily. I mean, the dolphin being the hardest part and perhaps the blue water. But by the time you've got there, you've done most of the hard work. I'm saving my very favourite to last. It's in front of me, which is distracting because I really like it and I want to share it. Avoid... Sorry, that probably made a big noise. Avoid these. I mean, they're flat and it's okay. You might learn something, but I would opt for instead... Oh, here it is. This swirl puzzle's better because you can see it has texture all over. It's got the variety of colours. By the time you're done, you can tell whether the mountains are going to go over here or over here by the slight change in colour. Even the ocean is never flat. And it has some silly little pictures in it too, just to make it fun for the kids. And then obviously different colours of ocean, different colours of land. So I tend to do this one. Alright, I tend to do puzzles upside down because the kids are on the main side. So I'm always on the upside down side and I don't use the pictures because unless I'm really stuck, and then I make the kids do it so I can still claim I don't use the pictures. Okay, avoid hot air balloons. They seem to love making hot air balloon puzzles. And obviously I've got one and it's beautiful. But you're looking at a hell of a lot of blue sky and white cloud. There's not a lot of interest. The kids are bored and gone. It's blue. Yay. And by the time you've done one, yeah, they don't keep the interest at all. Also, and this was a gift, so sorry to the lovely person who gave it to me. But it's so monotone. Your eyes get bored. It's very hard to distinguish whereabouts anything is going to go because the colour's the same, texture's the same. You've got no desire to figure out what the hell's going on that wing. Avoid. And also, unfortunately, while I might do this one on my own, certainly not with the family, it's too monotone, but also, if you can see, it's painted. And when they're painted, you won't get the depth of field. So and even with Ravensburg, which they're the best, but the only puzzles I do now, but even with them, the painted ones are a certain thing. Some people probably love those, but they just don't have enough variety in them to help the eye out when it's trying to figure out where a piece is going to go without, so a patch of green grass is much like the other patch of green grass. You may get slight tonal variances, but it's just not the same as the natural depth of field. It's just hell. No one wants that. Okay. Now we're getting into the middle ground of puzzles. Sorry, it's noisy. Sorry. Okay. We did it. It was fun. And it was fun because it's interactive. You can laugh and you can joke about things. But this is probably the only puzzle where I definitely used the picture, because there's nothing to go by. Another middle ground one for the kids, 300 pieces. This has the worst piece in it that I have in any jigsaw. So it's very nice for Christmas. It's done in one morning, and then it's packed away, which is good. And it's easy. It's big pieces. It's a good one to do together just for a quick morning. But this, look at... That's just freaky. My daughter finds the piece and then hides. She finds it and hides it so that I'll find it, and then I screech because I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay. This one, this should have gone in the no-nos pile. That's a personal project that I'll have to do when I don't have children. I quite love it. They don't agree. I'll just do my favourite one and then I'll keep going, because in case everyone turns off, you've got to be able to see this before you turn off. Because I have a lot to go through. Okay, sorry. Okay. The absolute best puzzle, because this, and I've lent this one, I exchanged with my mum, my chiropractor. We have a bit of a puzzle library. This one's amazing. They're photographs, the guy who does these, they're photographs of desks of things that he does. And it's finished, the range is finished. I have asked them to please do more. And I think there's a new range out, but everyone went and bought the bloody jigsaw puzzle, so I don't have it. But so it's photographic quality, which means everything is unique. And what you do is you pick a ball each, and you'll be like, I'm going to do whatever colour stands out to you. So I do this one normally because they don't like it. You're like, I'll pick, and you can pick them out of the box really easily because they stand out really well. This is a bit of a junction mess, and that's okay. And I'm not really keen on, I hate faces in the puzzles, but that's okay. So that's my absolute favourite puzzle. I'm running out of space. Now, my mum's favourite is the boxes, like this. It's a whole range of them. They're still everywhere for sale. And they're all done by the same guy. Maybe. This one looks... No, they are. So they're all divided by wood or some kind of shelving system. They have something in each thing. They often have little cartoon characters placed throughout. It's great. But it's drawn. It's not photographic quality. You'll end up with everyone doing a little bit, no one putting anything together, because then they reach the edge and they're like, And so that comes down to you. But you do get, like, this one has some really lovely, unique, I like that porcelain. I really like that porcelain. On the whole, I find them less satisfying. So we have a lot. We've got the inventor's cupboard, bookshelf ones. Don't be tricked by books. Even when we love books, a bookshelf does not make a good puzzle. For example, I bet a lot of you have, or have been tempted by, this one, because it's pretty. Fantasy writers, fairy tales, we all love that. But no, it's really freaking annoying because it's just fake. I know it looks pretty, but when you're putting this together, the practicalities, the physicality of putting this together is boring. I lent it to a friend who was desperately saying they were going to love it. I gave it back and they were like, oh yeah, it's kind of boring. I'm trying to find you a piece. So it's like there's not a lot of... See how it's not that photographic quality in there? They're kind of vague. But then you do get a few nice bits. But all of the wood bits, you've actually got to have the eye, which is only me, which means I'm the only one who does this, to put together all of the wood shelving. I'm telling you, you think it'll be good, but unless you're going to put it on the wall and keep it like that because it's pretty, don't go there. The other one I don't like, but that I've done a few times. I don't like savannas because the grass is such one colour. They are often just boring on the eye because they're all that one colour. And they have such large spaces of one colour. And so no one else wants to put together this because you don't see the pretty lion and you don't see the lovely flamingos. All you see is the one colour. So in terms of holding interest for a whole family, it's not going to happen. These ones, the what ifs, so you've got one picture on the cover and then you make the puzzle and it's actually something else or something's happened. It's an accident or whatever. And that's fun. But again, they're cartoons, so there's nothing to distinguish them from tone-wise across the image. They're flat. Because you should, by the time you're towards the end of a puzzle, you should be able to pick up a piece and know exactly where you're headed with it. But you can't with these. Green floor is green floor, orange floor is orange floor, which is the same as the roof. The skin's all the same colour. Let's not go there. Too monotone. So the difference between that one and the underwater one is actually huge. The underwater one has multiple colours, like heaps of colours all over it. This is just so green and so basic. And it's not photographic in the background. So the animal might be, looks painted. And then this is not enough to distinguish it. Not that the kids know I do any of this selection stuff. The only reason you can get away with this is that it's 500 pieces. Avoid animals, big portraits of animals, because fur is pretty much just fur, and it'll drive you bonkers. Fur, and you get one bit with a pretty eye, but by then it's all cut up and it looks weird. This sort of thing you might get away with because it's got lollies on it. So that's alright, they're fun. It's just good because it has sweets, but you'll end up doing more of it than the kids. So basically, and my other one of these is lent out, where it has bobbins. It's like all crafty bobbins and sewing, and I think someone might be whip snipping outside, which is lovely. But these ones of the desks are great, and that's why they're lent out at the moment from my little puzzle library. Okay, if your piece gets eaten by the dog, try and fix it and iron it flat. Ironing pieces is great when they've been chewed. He really is, he's whippersnipping just outside. Anyway, so that's an intro to some of my favourite puzzles. I hope you still love me after this. Send me questions. Oh! Use a felt mat and a roll so you can take it off the desk. They work. Just don't let any pieces overlap or they will fall apart. Plus, when there aren't many things put together, mine's old, I really need a new one, but there's not much chance of that happening now. Get it big enough for 2,000 pieces, as long as your table's big enough, because you always need extra space even if you're only doing small puzzles. And then you can put your pieces. I don't use any puzzle sorters, I just leave them in the box, but that's unless I'm doing like this one. It's one of the only times I sort, where we just actually took the land and the sea separately and put on a podcast and have loads of fun. And I can get, when I actually pull one out to do, which I'm not allowed to do yet, I can show you the actual bit that helps you put them together. The other reason these are good is they're all unique. Every single piece, if it doesn't fit, if it fits, it goes there. They cut, they make sure none of the pieces match each other. Look at that. That's amazing. And you're going to know for sure that it's nowhere near that, or whatever. And you know already where that goes. And you only needed to have glanced at the box. Even once they're together, the pieces are all different sizes. So you can't accidentally put it in the wrong place. But you really want that level of picture. I really wish I had had a manicure, and he's just whippersnipping like crazy. Which is fine, but now I'm looking at the puzzle, I am distracted, and all I can think is that you want to see more, because all the puzzle pieces are so pretty. Sorry, they smell nice. If you're doing Ravensburger, they come in a bag inside, so make sure you very carefully take them all out and throw the bag away with all the blue bits in it. And then when you sort them into edges, I take the edges out, you'll have a layer of blue dust, And so you do that on something where you can clean it away and put them back in, or you do it in one side of the box and you move them and then you tip it back out of the box again, because that bleed is annoying on the fingertips. Okay, I'm going now. Thanks.